Constitution was not abided by and therefore it is null and void?
Yeah, you can make that argument, but, courts are extremely reluctant to overturn election results, even when they have substantial evidence of that the election was compromised. And unless you could show that the change in the rule affected enough votes to make a difference in the outcome, I just don't think a court, even if you're right on the law, is going to rule in your favor.
Even in this case, where we saw truly historic and unprecedented use of mail-in ballots, and we've never seen 80 million mail-in ballots sent out. So in this case, we are talking about huge numbers.
Well, we are, but again, you've got to show enough ballots, the mail-in ballots were affected by misconduct or mistakes to make a difference in the outcome, and that's the key to it.
All right, last question. We have just 50 seconds left with you. This is Hans-Von Spakovsky of the Heritage Foundation. Join today, heritage.org, the most influential think tank in the world, and they are founded on the principles of our republic. Irrespective of political party, what is the key thing that all Americans should demand right now, 6 days after the election?
A complete and thorough investigation and airing of all of these issues that arose and all of the questionable conduct by election officials and others to make sure that we really did have a fair and secure election.
All legal and legitimate votes. That's all the president is asking, right. And it is so very telling that on the morning after the election, Joe Biden said, count all votes. Not all legal votes, not all legitimate votes, but all votes. Thank you, Hans, the man who knows. Follow him right now, H. Von Spakovsky. I'm Sebastian Gorka, member of the President's National Security Education Board. This is America First on the Salem Radio Network. How much do you love America? I know you do. So do businesses with companies. There are several businesses that you need to know are different in terms of their appreciation for the values that you share with us. One of them that is on your side is Patriot Mobile. What makes them different? It's their committed drive to support conservative values instead of those groups that you don't want to support, like Planned Parenthood and other liberal causes. At Patriot Mobile, they kneel before God and stand for the national anthem, and that's how they're different. They are the only Christian conservative cell phone company in America rated #1 in customer service. They have the broadest coverage possible on a dependable nationwide 4G LTE network, and they support causes that you care about, such as the First Amendment, religious freedom, and the Second Amendment. Join them today. You can keep your old number. Call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Or just go to patriotmobile.com/GORKA. Should you be with the good guys? Of course you should. patriotmobile.com/GORKA.
Average delays in the usual spots for this point of the afternoon drive across Metro Atlanta. There have been exceptions, though. That includes the inbound side of 85 up from Union City Fairburn. The crash clearing before 285 on the south side of the airport. The traffic still backed up to 138. Our top traffic story is I-575 between Woodstock, Holly Springs, and Canton. The crash has been affecting traffic both ways between exits 14 and 16. Northbound traffic is jammed and the locals down all the way back, almost to Town Lake Parkway. Southbound jam back to exit 16, Highway 140 as that crash continues to clear. I'm Chris Monroe. What you need to know from the Carriage-Kia Traffic Center.
Mike Gallagher here. Let's talk real estate for a minute. Do not fall victim to the large brokers' guaranteed offers sale. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. The only thing the guaranteed offer offers you is less money in your pocket, guaranteed, because they're taking a higher percentage of your home's equity and potentially charging you higher fees while doing it. Don't give away your home's equity. If you're in the market to sell your home, call a great real estate expert and personal trusted advisor, Scott Fine Homes, at 404-800-1934. That's 404-800-1934. Scott and his great team are the go-to team of realtors for the Atlanta metro area because they offer results with integrity. They're honest with 800-1934. Or visit them online, scottfinehomes.com.
Your answer on weather.
Staying on the mild side as we go through this week, we'll see some cloud cover rolling in as we go through the nighttime hours, but the weather does stay dry. Lows dropping down to the mid-60s. Mostly cloudy weather ahead for Tuesday. A chance of rain showers and easterly breeze, highs in the low to mid-70s. From the Weather Channel here in Atlanta, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau.
Partly cloudy, 71 degrees now at AM 920 The Answer.
The antidote to fake news. America first. If you haven't seen it after the show, you've got to sit down. You've got to watch on YouTube or listen on our audio podcast to the hour-long interview we did today with Steve Bannon. It broke our live streaming records. People want answers from smart individuals such as the man who brought the last campaign 16 years ago from 16 points under to Hillary Clinton to victory, and Steve Bannon is that man now. Let me take a thread from that discussion that you need to watch. Go to YouTube, America First, Sebastian Gorka. Watch it, bookmark it, subscribe to the channel. You've got to watch that and the two previous interviews we did with Steve. There's two aspects to what we are fighting right now. So one of them is belief. And you heard the experts. You heard Hans von Spakovsky. You heard Rudy Giuliani's fighting a good fight. You heard Andy McCarthy, Kirk Schlichter. But what's even more important than getting it right legally is the political communication side of this. Steve used the phrase information operation. Now there's, people are going to go, oh no, it's propaganda. No. I'm talking about the truth. I'm talking about the truth and how we communicate it. Because Hans made it clear. You just heard it. This is going to be tough. It's going to be so tough to get enough of the evidence in the time we have left. We have 32 days left. It's going to be very hard.
Detroit about saying it's not going to happen overnight. That's right. And we're looking at potentially, for instance, just in recounts. There will be lawsuits that come out of the recounts in Arizona, and Georgia, Nevada, and Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. You've got no doubt he was stirred. The Republican Party in Georgia. This is weaker and weaker as he sent her ball hoping for a bribe. He kept calling the call back. No doubt the conviction got weaker and weaker. Finally, he kept rejecting the gospel, and he kept Paul in bounds for political reasons, knowing full well that he was innocent of wrongdoing. Now, he kept him in bonds. The reason why he did this is because he was in trouble with the Jews, and he felt like keeping Paul in bonds would secure their favor. What didn't work, history tells us it didn't, because they actually still brought charges against him. He wanted some money. When we find out there about him, he kept calling Paul back for the gospel. My friend, I want you to know, you hear the gospel of Jesus Christ, and if you keep bucking against this gospel,
Stop LBL. That's 1-866-788-7525. Provide net. Brown band.
that is the goal for the positive.
Radio app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Are you planning to make changes to your investments because of the election? About half the people polled before November 3rd said they would. But should you? At Edelman Financial Engines, we help make sure you have the investment strategy you need right now. And we want to make it even easier for you. Right now, you can get our advice for free. Simply call 888-PLAN-RIC, and you'll get a free personal financial plan. Yes, free. But you have to call by 10 p.m. tonight. Via phone or video conference, you'll meet with a talented, experienced financial advisor who will review your savings and investments and tell you if you're doing everything right. Given everything that's going on, now is the time to get the recommendations you need and the portfolio strategy right for the times. All this is an $800 value, and it's yours free. Just call 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit EdelmanFinancialEngines.com.
Mark Bishop for Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora. Now, we know what November brings. You got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but take this. James Reinhardt, the GM of Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora, GanleyChevroletAurora.com, says, you know what, Munch? We're going to do Cyber Monday deals all month long, every day. Get to GanleyChevroletAurora.com. You print out a $500 coupon. And what are you going to use it on? Well, most 2021 SUVs, Malibu models. Also, we had GM employee pricing last month. This month, we're going below GM employee pricing, Equinox, Trax, and Bolt. How about leases? We've got that for you, too. $199 sign and drive, Trax and Equinox. Sure, you got to cover tax and title, but $199 sign and drive. And do you have a Costco card? I don't want you to go buy anything for me. You show your Costco card, you'll get it from $1,000 to $3,000 off. Only happens at your hometown dealer. GanleyChevroletAurora.com, Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora. Again, Cyber Monday deals each and every day in November. Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora. By New Roads.
Joe Biden went down to Georgia. He was looking for a vote to steal. He was in a bind because he was waiting.